Hello, welcome to the second video of our conversation. In the first video, I told you we are to use the Nigerian Enterprise Survey data for 2014 to do some hands-on training on the microeconometric analysis survey data. So if you have your data that is ready and you load your data, the first thing is to create your do file. Your do file carries all your commands that you have inputted in STATA, all your description, everything that you do about the data, from the variable coding, recoding, and for that matter, up to your regression analysis. The do file keeps it so that as and when you come back to look at your work at another time, you don't need to build another do file. So this is just your writing note or your notepad where you write everything on. Then when you come back, you can easily pick your note and go over what you have done for the work. So the first thing is when you open your data, you can go to the command window and open a new do file. And that is, you will type do edit. You type do edit as it is in the command window here. Then you press enter. If you press enter, a new do file will open. This is the do file, which is untitled. And when you save, you can now give a title to your do file. So because I have my do file already, I'll take you through what to do. So this is a new do file. And what you can do is to start typing the title of whatever you are doing. For instance, in STATA, any command that you type, it has meaning. So for you to start typing, and you don't want to tell STATA that it's a command, you want to write a heading. You need to type star or just one star. That means that anything that comes after the star, STATA will not execute it as a command. So you can type the title of your paper or your analysis as firm level analysis. Then this is your heading. So you can go ahead to click on the save button here as a way of saving your do file. If you click on the save button, then you are going to save your do file. You give it a name and look for the appropriate folder to put your do file in. But because I have a do file already, I would want to take you through what to do on what I have done already. So on your do file, you could have the heading as I have like this. Then the few commands that you need to type is this particular command from line 2 to line 10. The first line is clear all. And clear all means that if you have been working with several data sets, you finish working with one data, you need to clear it and load another data. That is what I always do if I'm working with several data sets. And so if you type clear all, it means that STATA is going to clear all data set in its memory, ready to load another new data. The second command is the set more off. And the set more off means that you are telling STATA that any command you run, the results should be set off. The set more option should be off. The set more off means that if you usually have, say, a WhatsApp message, which is so tall, if you get to the end, you will see that you read the message to a particular point, you see more. You click on more, then more of the WhatsApp message will open. So STATA is also like that. If you run your regression or you put in any command, and STATA is going to generate a lot of results, it will cut it off. Then you will have to be clicking more to read through what you have done. So if you put set more off, STATA will off that in and it will give you the complete results. Then you will need to also say capture log close, and that is your log file. And your log file will help you to be able to determine all your results in one file. Then the third in is the control directory, where you will have to input where your data is coming from, which is the control directory. And that is, with this one, you are telling STATA that STATA should go to desktop, should go to users. Computer have users. You can have several users of computer. So if you get to users, my computer name here is PC. Many a time people will name it their computer name or users by a certain name. If it is John, then John will be here. Then you are telling STATA to go to that user and go to desktop. If the person STATA gets to desktop, it should move to the folder name. I name it DIDEC 2023. So STATA will go to DIDEC 2023 folder. Then you are telling STATA that to log means that it should look for the data. So this very command in line 8 might not be much necessary if you don't want certain things to come. You can go straight to use this data from the folder here. However, I usually add this log text replace command simply because if you put the log using the data set name in the folder is this, Nigeria-2024-full-data. That is the data set name in the folder DIDEC 2023 on my desktop. So if you say log using this data, comma, text replace, this text replace is going to give you a text version of all your do file commands. Whatever you input in do file, all the results will come as a text format. Then you now tell STATA, use this particular data and clear. After it has cleared all, you use this particular data that you are clear of. Then STATA will load the data. So if I should run all this command, and running the command, you just highlight it as it is and come to the execution selection. So if you click on this, your data will be loaded as it is at this part. So I have loaded my data now. The log is through this dimension. The log tab is text, and it was open today at this time. This is the data set we are using. And this panel is the data name and label panel. This panel will show you the total number of observations in the data, the variables, the total number of variables, which is 316, total number of observation 2076, then the size and the memory and what have you. So this is my data that I have loaded. After loading your data, the first thing to do is to explore the data. And in exploring the data, you need to describe the data. So you either type the full word describe or you just type D. If you type D, STATA knows that the short form of describe is D. So if you run the describe, STATA will describe the data for you. And this is the data set that I have for the enterprise survey data set for 2014 for Nigeria, which is a firm level data set. So you see the ID or whatever. These are the variable labels. So we have the language of the interview, the sampling region of the firm establishment, whether it's in a city of official capital or it's in the main business city, the size of locality, the industry structure, then the number of establishment in the firm. You could get all this is in the report. The legal status of the firm. The report will tell you what the legal status means, the year of establishment. So this is the description of my data. Then the next thing you have to do, as I said in the previous video, that you need to get the variables that you are interested in. So assuming these are the variables I want to use in my study, which is size of locality of firm operate, where the firm operate, the industry where the firm operate, whether in manufacturing or services, the legal status of the firm, and whether the firm is owned by government or not, and whether the ownership of firms, there are any female owners, whether the top manager is a female or not, the year the firm was established, whether the firm have website, the total annual sales of the firm compete with others. So if you are able to get the variables you want, the next thing is to rename the variables, because in STATA, the original data, they name it as A3. And the next variable, they name it as A4A. And you cannot be working with A3, A4A. You don't know, you can't keep this in your mind. So you need to name it, rename these variables to the name that you can easily identify. For variable B1, the name is B1, but you will have to name it the way you want. So you need to rename your variables. So you either rename each variable individual, as I have done here, or you have a group rename. So for size locality, this is how I would run it. And mind you, if you want to rename a variable, you type rename. You bring the name of the variable in the data set, then you type the name that you want to give it. And if you are using long sentences or long words or several words, make sure you put underscore or dash or no space at all.